your health tonight, growing concern about the supplement kratom. I've never heard of it. Poison control centers in the U.S. say they've seen calls about the herb surge more than 1,200% in the past 10 years.
So joining us now is Dr. Ali Raja, the Vice Chair of Emergency Medicine at Mass General Brigham. Good to see you, Dr. Raja.
You too, Jessica.
You know, first things first, can you explain what kratom really is, why people are using it, and then, let's talk about the regulation or lack thereof of this drug.
Yeah, Jessica, it's a great question. So first of all, I'm not making any legal classifications, but from a medical standpoint, kratom's not just a benign herb. It's got real psychoactive effects. It acts on opioid receptors in the brain, and at different doses, it can act like a stimulant or more like a sedative. So even though it's sold like a supplement in medicine, we take it much more seriously than that because it can cause toxicity, it can cause dependence, and it can even cause withdrawal.
Have you seen patients in the ER suffering from overuse of this?
Yeah, Erica, we have. We've seen patients a lot. Now, their symptoms can really vary, which is what makes kratom so difficult to diagnose. Some people have nausea, some people have vomiting and agitation. Other people can on the other end of the spectrum, and they can be sleepy or confused or tired. It can be even worse if they're mixing it with other substances. And so one of the challenges is that because it's sold at gas stations and convenience stores, people may assume it's harmless, and that's just not always true.
So if someone has a friend, family member who uses this product, what's your advice for them?
Jessica, first of all, I think everybody needs to assume that just because it says natural, that doesn't mean it's safe. When they're taking it, look for warning signs. If they have trouble breathing or severe sleepiness or confusion or vomiting or a racing heart rate, if that's happening, call 911. If they're just not feeling great, you can also call the Poison Control Center if it's not as emergent as 911. And this is really, really important. If your friend or family member needs more of it, they crave it, they feel sick when they stop taking it, those can be really important signs of dependence, and they really should get medical help.
Okay, Dr. Ali Raja. Dr. Raja, thank you.
Thanks, Jessica. Thanks, Erica.